Good morning and welcome to our third week in our Back to Basics series. I just want to welcome you all, and we are going to be working on these basic strokes. So I hope you're not tired of them. If you know me, I love going back to basics, and it's just not about it's just more than just practicing. It's coming back to the foundations and remembering that this all influences your muscle building, your critical eye, and so that's what I want to focus on today. So I just, for fun, when I was just waiting around for the training to start, I took a few different pens and wrote out the basic strokes for fun. So if you're tuning in, let me know where you are, who's here, and let's go ahead and go over a couple of things. Firstly, remember you can always find the replays here. And I also wanted to mention I have something fun to talk about at the end. If you tuned in last week, you know what this is. It's something I've been thinking about, super excited, so I'll tell you more about that later. By the way, if you are in the chat, let me know if you've watched videos 1 and 2 and if you're enjoying this this Write With Me series. So I know some of you have been enjoying writing, actually literally as you watch this, writing with me. Others kind of watch it later. So it's up to you how you want to do it, but just let me know kind of what you've been thinking so far of this series. Okay, so let's, because you've probably taken a workshop with me or you've seen my online course, I'm not necessarily going to go through them in detail, but let's just do one set of basic strokes just to kind of wake up our muscles, get back into things. So just check one thing really quickly. Hopefully my audio will be a little bit better. Okay, so let me know if the audio is good. I had issues last week, so I think we're okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and okay, so we have our entrance stroke, right? I mean, you guys have seen this time and time again. So we have our light stroke up, and then we have our underturn, which I think is like the easiest stroke, these two. And then we get a little trickier, right? So then we have our light stroke. Our light stroke, our overturn, our compound curve. And as you do these, it might have been a while since you've done these strokes. Maybe you practice them all the time and you're sick of them. Maybe you need some practice, but just try every time you're writing, always just try to think of it as a literal clean slate and how can I take something out of this practice, okay? Whether it's, trying to clean up your connections or trying to be less shaky. So just always have something in mind. Okay, I'm gonna use my left hand for fun, but I also want my lefties out there to feel like, I see you too. Okay, so let's try, I'm gonna do this with an over. Oh, I don't know if this was a good idea. Okay, entrance stroke, so pressing down here, underturn, and I'm super shaky, but I'm just focusing on what I know. Light stroke, so little pressure, I'm curving around, so I'm going to slowly press down on the tip, and then release, right? Okay, light pressure. Ooh, I challenge you guys to do this. If you are up for it, try writing with your non-dominant hand and let me know if you end up doing it. See, it's easier to pull up your light strokes sometimes because here I added too much pressure. And then underturn. And what's funny is I've been wanting to practice with my left hand just to kind of understand the struggles that lefties have, because I know I know it's possible, but sometimes you're just missing that light bulb or that link to making things work. Okay. Whew, that was hard. So I hope you're writing with me. Try different pens, try different slant lines. Okay, so I'm going to actually do two things. I'm going to write straight. I'm going to write more straight, not on a slant, and then I'm going to use a smaller pen. So let me actually bring you down a little bit closer so you can follow that. Okay, so I'm using this Pentel sign pen, so much smaller scale, and I'm writing straight up and down, okay? So do that with me too, if you have another pen. If you don't have another pen, then just write at a different angle like this. Like I rotated my page, so when I wrote these ones up here, remember, my pen was perpendicular to that slant line, and then I rotated my page, keeping my hand in place, and now I'm kind of perpendicular to this straight slant, which I know sounds kind of funny, a straight slant, but the idea is that my thick strokes are on the up and down, right? Okay, so I think the best way for you to write with me is to go ahead and do this. I'm going to show you two ways to practice the basic strokes for this week, okay? And I want you to do this with me if you can. So the first way is we're going to, and let me write it down. The first way, and this is essentially what I want you to practice this week, is to break it down. So break each letter of the alphabet down, okay? So you've probably seen this before. Okay, so if I have my letter A like this, what I want you to do is take that A and break it down into its individual strokes. Okay, so you should be doing this with me. Or if you're watching this on the replay, you should also still be doing it. Okay, so remember, it's not just an A, it's an entrance stroke, an oval, and an underturn. And I know this is still like your traditional copperplate letter A, but just to fast forward, right, if eventually you want to be more modern with your letters, your entrance stroke could be a little bit more fun and elongated. Your O could be a little bit more narrower. Your underturn could be a little bit fun too, and bounce a little bit. So when I say bounce, I'm talking about my baseline technically being here, but look at how I'm going above and below that baseline. Okay, so this technically is like a really long entrance stroke, a very narrow oval, and then an underturn that just is having a little fun, right? So you can kind of see the bridge between, if we learn the basics, then manipulating those strokes, but keeping the same idea in mind that they're individual strokes, and then we're just connecting them. Then you can see how you can build those skills and that confidence to then be writing kind of with your own touch, your own style, which I know a lot of you are concerned with or just wanting to do. Okay, so here's your first step. You break down the letter, and then you're going to, there's actually like 3 parts to this first exercise. Then you're going to practice each of those strokes. I'm going super fast, okay? Don't go this fast. But then I'm going to practice my entrance strokes and really spend some time doing that. Don't just do it quickly. And this pen is super flexible. Do you see the inconsistencies in my entrance strokes? So that's okay. I'm just warming up, building my muscles. And then do your oval. So practice some ovals. And keeping everything, like bringing on all that you know, right? Our thin ups and thick downs, where to place that pressure, and just trying to keep that slant line in mind. Where do I want my thick strokes to fall? And then my last stroke is an underturn, okay? I find it so interesting that the lowercase letter a is such a good practice letter, okay? Oh, so see, this is kind of getting a little bit too straight there, but okay, so then that's the next part. And then the third part would be to put it all back, of course, and I'm running out of paper here, so let's go to my next page. Okay, so from here, kind of wanted to keep this together. Then you're going to put it all together. And I would just do a row of letter A's. Don't worry about connecting the A's, because what I want you to do is finish the stroke in its entirety. Okay, so do you guys see how I finished that underturn up here? I did not create my A like this, and then I just did this. Okay, so see how I did not finish that rest of that underturn? Okay, so don't do that. I want you to actually do each stroke, give it its moment to shine. You are focusing on that stroke entirely and giving it the full, building the whole thing. Okay, so do you see how we're breaking that letter down, but then we're building it back up? So that's the first one, and I want you to do that for every letter. I'm going to spend time this week doing the whole alphabet, and I'll share that in the Facebook group, and I don't know, I'll send a photo out just for your reference. So if you're in the chat, let me know. Hope you're still tracking with me. And if you're watching this on the replay, comment below if that sounds like a good idea, if you like this kind of a practice, right? So breaking it down, building it back up. Okay, so your second one that I came up with is just to pick one basic stroke and then actually create different different letters with it. Okay, so for example, if we take that underturn, so, oh, let me write that out. So pick a basic stroke, write letters or words with it. Okay, so what this does, it's kind of like the next step into taking these basics. So you already know how to do that underturn, but let's see it in a couple of letters. So obviously you saw it in the letter A, and I'm going to use different colors so you can identify it. So you see the underturn here in the letter A. You see it in the letter I, of course. Okay, you see it in the letter T, but that's pretty much an extension of the underturn. Okay. Awesome. Hi, thanks for joining in. Okay, and then lastly, T. What's one more letter we can do? Okay, I had this here. W's are not my favorite. Oh no, I didn't even do it in the right color. Let's do it in blue. So here's my underturn. I've been finding lately that for my W, I end the underturn, I bring it up a little bit above the baseline, and then when I connect it to my next letter, I feel like that raising of that underturn makes the W a little bit more readable. So just a small tip I wanted to share, because I know a lot of students are kind of concerned with making that W. Okay, so you can kind of see how we're just taking one basic stroke, writing letters with it, and then if you want to take it the next level up also, then just writing words with it. Like we could write the word, I don't know why tune comes into mind, I guess because then I'd have the letter U also, like tune. Okay, so even though I'm writing a whole bunch of other strokes, while I'm doing that, I'm really keeping my eye on the letter, on the underturn, okay, because that was the focus of this practice here. Okay, so then maybe we can do one more stroke. So let's try maybe the oval. That's kind of the oval is in so many letters, not every letter, but so many letters. Okay, so that you would take your oval and then your oval is in the letter G. Okay. The oval is in the letter D. And notice all of these strokes pretty much have an entrance stroke that is not the full length, right? Because we can't, if we bring that up all the way to our waistline, then we're going to not connect the whole thing to our oval. Okay, how about the letter? Oh, I'm blanking out. We could do, okay, maybe we're gonna stop there. You could also work on your backwards, your reverse oval, okay? If I have my letter P here, this is definitely related because you have the almost the same stroke, but just in reverse, right? Same thing with your letter, oh, actually letter Q would be. Okay, we're just gonna leave it at that. All right, so I hope this is making sense to you. I'm sure you've seen practice like this with me in some shape or form before, but remember your practices are these two types of exercises. So breaking each letter down from the alphabet, and I'd love for you to post your work in our Facebook group. You can send me an email with a photo. Or you can tag me on Instagram. So I really just want to kind of see you doing the work. I've seen so many of your awesome work already, and it just makes me so happy to know that you guys are practicing with me. And okay, so if that is all good with you, that is this week. So taking the basic strokes a little bit further by pushing ourselves to actually do work. And okay, so the exciting thing I wanted to talk to you about was my membership group. Okay, so I do not have it ready yet, and I don't even know what it's going to look like in the end, but I want to invite you to join me in the beginning as I shape it, as I come up with the goals of the group. And so I'm just changing gears here, and I just wanted to talk to you about something I've been super excited about. And the difference with the, I'll talk more in detail about all of this, but what I wanted to share is that it makes me feel like having a group with a destination, right, like a roadmap would really be awesome, because I don't want to just keep throwing material at you and hoping it sticks, hoping things click on your own. I want to give you an actual roadmap to follow the steps and just see where you're at so you can keep moving through the stages. So I literally don't have anything prepared, but I do have that roadmap. I have the rough idea. So there, I want you to tell me in the comments or in a comment below, where do you find yourself in these stages, okay? So if I have my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stages, and think of this as like your calligraphy journey, right? From the very beginning, knowing nothing, to being super confident and being able to write anything, okay? So first there's the foundations, and many of you are already past this level, but think of foundations as you are learning, you're taking my workshop, you're following my videos in my course. Second stage would be skills. And this is where you're building your skills, you're practicing, you're building your muscles, right? And then third is the critical eye. And I really like this stage because once you feel you've mastered it, that you are comfortable here, it means that you can see your work and kind of know where you are, know what to fix. Because sometimes you write, and you're not sure why it looks funny or why it's not smooth, but having a critical eye means you're able to identify and improve upon it. And then fourth would be consistency. So now that you have that critical eye, you're actually building your consistency so that you're very smooth and very dependable. Like you know what you're going to create as you write it. You're not surprised about why your pen did what it did, and you just have a little bit more ownership over your writing. And then 5 is confidence. And this is, I want to treat this stage as like above and beyond. Like you're going from your page, your practices, to actually creating work and writing notes to your friends and framing your work, and you're proud of it. And the feelings that you get at this stage are amazing. Like you don't fear a new project, you're excited about it. And so you guys don't understand. I'm super excited about the idea of leading you through these stages. And the way the group would work is I would have content for you to still continue like videos and lessons and Q&As and guest instructors that can help us toward these later stages. I really want to have a place to just take you above and beyond. So definitely the course and the workshop are important because you need to get all that info in the beginning, but sometimes you're left not knowing what to do and needing that hand to help you make more progress. Does that make sense? So I hope that that you're excited about this with me. I feel like it's just something that I'm going to dive more deeper into over the next coming weeks. So be prepared to hear more about it. I'll invite you to a more detailed discussion about it, where I'm going to see what you think about it. Is this even something you would like? How could you benefit from a membership, like a little hub or a little mini secret club that we could really help each other get through these stages? All right, so that's all I have for you today. And so thanks for tuning in, and remember to do your practice. So going back to the point of today's live training, it was our basic strokes. So we're doing our 2 exercises, and I'll be doing this as well. I myself am finding these trainings to give me some guidance on, okay, I want to get back to practicing, but what the heck do I practice? So here they are. So break each letter down and then pick a basic stroke and just really build that into other letters and words. Okay, so don't forget to come back next week when we are going to do more consistency. Okay, so you kind of know that we're going to start doing more drills, more ways to build that consistency. Okay, see, I'm already kind of leading you guys toward these stages here, because everything needs to help us move along, right? Even if we don't feel like we can jump all the way to level 5 right now, I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. I want you to know, okay, well, wait, maybe I'm right here in level 2, I'm about to get to level 3, and I'll have descriptions of each one, like what makes you feel like you've accomplished that stage, and then how can you take a training like today and then move yourself along those stages, right? So even if you're level 1 or 2 versus level 4 or 5, you can still take the same training, but you're just having a different mindset and a specific things to focus on instead of focusing on everything and feeling so overwhelmed, not knowing where to start. And once you get too overwhelmed, if you don't even want to try, sometimes it's a turnoff and you're discouraged. So I want to take away those feelings from you guys and give you more support. All right, so I'm going to sign off now and see you guys next week for our consistency live training. Thanks so much again for tuning in. And bye to Stephanie, Darlene, Alice, Lynette, Nicoya. Did I miss anybody? Thank you for tuning in. And if you're on the replay again, I'm so happy that you're watching this. If you made it to the end, let me give me a thumbs up or a hey, I'm tracking with you in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. All right, have a great week.